Welcome
Hey, what's up, guys?
to a very special edition of Super Yo Bros. I'm Kevin, and always with me is my buddy Luke.
Hey, how's everybody going?
So we have a big night tonight. We have our 100 follower raffle going on tonight. We'll be doing that around 9 o'clock, roughly, Pacific Standard Time. And we also doing beer of the week.
Yeah.
We have two beverages of the week this week. We've got a beer and a soda. And we've got our snack of the week, as usual. Mm-hmm. And to cap it all off, we are going to reveal our MCU Marvel movie rankings.
Yeah.
From the best to the worst.
Yeah, so we're gonna
argue and fight.
We're doing our Marvel movie rankings. All 23 of the ones that are in the Disney catalog, you know. So we're
not the Fox.
No, yeah. But for those of you who don't know, you know, Fox made X-Men and Sony made Spider-Mans that are not tied in. So
yeah,
I think we're gonna start with the beer of the week first.
We're gonna start with the beer of the week.
Have a nice beer to drink while we talk about our favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah. Do you think we should do soda first or beer first? What do you think is a better?
Let's do the soda first.
The soda first.
Yeah, soda first.
So we mostly do beer of the week. That's kind of our thing, but we like to do an occasional not beer, non-alcoholic drink, just, you know, for people who maybe don't like beer or underage. This is Redondo Peach Soda, but it's blue, which is really weird. That's one of the reasons I bought it. So you think peach soda would be, you know, like orange or peach colored, but this is a blue peach soda. So it's locally California.
It looks very oddly colored.
California love.
I feel like I'm gonna turn into a Ninja Turtle when I drink this.
You might.
For the podcast, this thing is like neon teal.
Yeah, it's
I'm already a Sharks fan though, so
it's weird because
just a little for me. I'm not a huge soda guy.
It says peach. It says peach, but it's blue, which I was talking about. All right, so this probably would be good vanilla ice cream or something. We go float out of it, maybe. Let's see. It smells very peachy.
Oh, I already drank some. Sorry.
That's all good. It's all good. Beat me to the punch. All right, here we go. Huh. It's not as bubbly as most sodas.
Yeah, no, it tastes
not as carbonated. It's more juicy than soda-y.
It tastes like a lot of sodas though. I wouldn't even really peach. Do you taste the peach? I don't know.
I do taste the peach. It tastes like a peach Kool-Aid or something. A peach, more of a juice.
Yeah. It tastes like
a Gatorade.
Honestly, you know what this tastes like to me is like when you have a Slurpee and it melts. It tastes like a melted Slurpee.
You nailed it.
It's almost exactly. I just realized that maybe they flavor. If this is peach flavored, then they put a slight peach in the Slurpee flavor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's melted peach Slurpee
It even
flavor.
looks like the color Slurpee.
It kind of does. You know,
I think this is a Slurpee.
You know what this is? This is the 7-Eleven tray that catches all the leftover
Hey, bottle this!
Yeah,
Send it to...
Bottle the tray, Bob! And they just pour
Send it to Granada!
They just pour the mixture of Slurpee juice into a bottle. Oh my god.
Tell them it's locally made. Put a picture of a boat on the bottle. Well, let's get to our beer so we can change this pick for the stream.
So we have Phase Change, Lagunitas, our favorite brewery.
Phase Change.
And that sponsorship's going to be coming soon, right, Lagunitas?
So we're kind of throwing in a lot of throwbacks to the stream's history of the last year or so, really. So Lagunitas, our favorite beer. Marvel, one of our favorite franchises, and we're going to be playing some Ultimate Alliance tonight on the stream too.
Yep.
Which was the game that we played probably the most on stream and was the start. Yeah.
It was kind of one of our starting games.
Yeah, so we got some DLC and hopefully we'll figure out what's going on, but we're going to play it after we get through this.
All right, Phase Change.
Let's try Phase Change.
Lagunitas. I think it's the IPA or is this just a pale ale? What is this?
It's a wet hop juicy ale.
Ooh, wet hopped juicy ale. Okay, this is another hit.
Yeah, super good.
I've had this before, but it's been a while. And I already knew I liked it, but it just reminds me how much I like it. Super good.
Super yummy.
That is like
so. It was our score's out of 5, right?
Yeah.
It's like a 4.
That's
exactly 4.5 maybe or something.
I would say a 4, only because I know most of their beers, and I know they've got some that are like knockouts. And,
yeah, for sure.
And this is a very solid beer, very good, but they've got some ones that top this one a little bit. So.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Not that this is bad though. This is a 4. This is
yeah.
Solid.
You're like, dude, it's still good.
It's super good.
Understand.
But they have some that like knock me on my feet.
How would you try to describe the flavor? I don't know. I mean, it's like
it is unique.
Kind of fruity almost.
It's kind of like a fruity ale mixed with an IPA. That's what I'm getting.
So yeah, let's hop into this Marvel rankings.
All right.
Wearing all my Marvel gear. Real quick, I have a little
Spider-Man shirt.
You guys can see them real quick. What do you think about these socks, huh?
He's wearing
These are some
yellow
Marvel
and
X-Men socks.
navy blue X-Men socks.
Do you like them, Kevin?
I do like them.
Good, because you got your very own pair of X-Men socks, sir.
Oh, dude.
Congratulations for having 100 followers on Twitch, my friend.
That's awesome. Oh, they're Wolverine colored. Oh. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna use them? I'm gonna use them just like the Red Hot Chili Peppers used them.
Oh, yeah?
You ever see that?
No. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Like that cover or the video or something.
Yeah.
Just a dong.
I'm gonna put it on my penis is what I'm getting at.
Put it on his man dong.
That's what the Red Hot Chili Peppers did back in the day. But no, these are awesome. They're yellow blue with a little bit of red, just like Wolverine. They got a big circle X on them. Oh, they're awesome. I like them. Thank you so much, sir.
Those
are super
like
cool.
That. I've been meaning to give those to you. I bought a pair for I was like, they were on sale, and I was like, oh, sweet. And I got them, and the lady's all, if you pick another pair, there was a bunch of other ones. She's like, it's buy one, get one free right now. I was wow. And I was like, I'm just going to get Kevin a pair also.
Nice.
And it's been a minute since I got them to you, so I'll put them on for Marvel Night tonight.
Well, for a minute, I used to get really weird and crazy socks.
Yeah.
It was like a hobby for maybe a year, and I thought, why am I doing this? Nobody ever sees my socks, and then I just stopped buying crazy socks.
For those listeners, especially for listeners, because you might not have seen me yet, I get very themed with my dressing.
Yes.
So like right now I'm wearing a Marvel hat, I'm wearing my Avengers Infinity War shirt. I even have Marvel sweatpants on.
Ooh.
They're like, I can't
so when he works out, playing Ultimate Alliance 3, breaks a sweat.
I'm like, I gotta change these things now. Yeah, I'm like sweating. But yeah, I do that with like I'm an anime fan, and so with anime gear and all that stuff. This is just for the podcast, for describing to people who can't see. Because for the viewers who don't know, now we're at the beginning of our stream, we're starting to try to incorporate the audio into a podcast, so we have another outlet that hopefully people can check out.
At the gym or, at the bus stop, whatever you're doing. You can listen to the podcast.
It's yet to be put on anything. We still need to host it and release it, but we're working on it.
Soon, a couple weeks. So I told Luke to rank the Marvel movies today, and that can be extremely hard, especially when you have to do it exact from 1 to whatever. So
to 23.
So
at this point it's 23.
So I
Black
thought
Widow will be 24.
I thought an easier way to do it would have put it into groups, because then if you just kind of throw it into a group, then it doesn't matter what order they're in as long as they're in that group. So I did kind of a A, B, C group, meaning like A, like in school was an A, solid A paper, B and C. I don't think Marvel's ever made a D or F movie. Unless you have a D or F on there, but
no, not really.
I don't think they've made a D or an F movie.
And I have my ranking too, but I honestly, a lot of them I kind of feel like are pretty tied with each other, especially towards the end of my list. The worst on my list is a lot of them kind of tied with each other, although there is one worst that I have a personal opinion on. But who's going to go first here?
I'll go first, and I'll just say that.
Or also, I actually have the list of the Rotten Tomatoes list of the ranking of the movies. Should we just start with that, maybe?
You can for
we won't talk about it, but we'll just list it off.
So this is the Rotten Tomatoes.
This is the Rotten Tomato rating. So that's based off of viewers, like people that voted.
It's not critics; it's viewers.
I think that's how the Rotten Tomatoes works. Yeah.
Well, no, they do critics and they do viewers.
Oh, do they? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So, but this isn't. All right, so this beginning list is not our opinion. This is the Rotten Tomatoes.
Are you going worst to best, right?
Yeah, I'll go worst to best. So starting at 23, Dark World, Thor: Dark World. 22, Incredible Hulk. 21, Iron Man 2. 20, Avengers: Age of Ultron. 19, Thor. 18, Cap. 17, Iron Man 3. 16, Captain America, the first Avenger. 15, Ant-Man. 14, Guardians 2. 13, and this kind of surprised me, Infinity War. 12, Ant-Man and the Wasp. 11, Doctor Strange. 10, Captain America, Winter Soldier. 9, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Wow.
8, Guardians of the Galaxy. 7, Civil War. 6, Avengers. 5, Spider-Man Homecoming. 4, Thor Ragnarok. 3, Iron Man. 2, Endgame. And number 1, Black Panther.
No.
I do not agree with this list on so many levels, dude.
many levels.
There's some that are maybe some of mine ended up close for like the end ones.
To be fair, lists, websites always make lists because they know everybody comments and it gets people fired up. But I'll just say that, to be fair, I'd say roughly 50 to 75% of the list is near where they should be. But there's just some random balls that I'm like, way too high or way too low.
Yeah, Black Panther's just like kind of in the middle.
Way too high.
In my
Yeah, Black
opinion.
Panther is not that high. Sorry.
Yeah, number one. That's crazy to me.
That's insane. That is movies.
So you wanna fire off your list first, Kevin, or?
Yeah. So
Okay.
well, let's just start with the kind of our bottom. I'll go with the bottom. So even,
And I honestly, I'm going to tell you too that I'd rank my list in a different way than you. I'll explain to you once I get to my list, but you
Yeah.
go ahead and go.
well, I put them in tiers, as I said. I have my A movies, my B movies, and my C movies. C being bad and A being good. But then even in those tiers, I did kind of put them in the right order.
Yeah.
But I didn't really spend too much time on that part of it.
Okay.
All right. So again, I don't think Marvel's made a D or an F movie. So my C movies, and these could be C pluses, C minuses.
Yeah.
Even you could argue maybe a B minus if they're in the C range. But here we go.
Alright.
I said the worst one was Incredible Hulk, followed by Iron Man 3, then Thor Dark World, then Avengers Age of Ultron, then Black Panther, which I have a big difference from that Rotten Tomatoes, and then Thor. That rounds out my C movies, the first Thor.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you want to read your bottom 6, we can do it that way. Or should I just keep going through my list?
You go through your. Just go ahead and.
Okay, I'll do my whole list.
Go through your whole list.
If you insist.
And then if there's some ones you want to stop and explain, go ahead, because
Sure. So I'll talk.
Otherwise, it's kind of.
Yeah, quickly about my top, my C tier. Again, was Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 3, Thor: Dark World, Age of Ultron, Black Panther, and Thor. None of those movies are absolutely terrible. That's why they're a C and not a D or an F. But they just have issues, either story issues or cheesiness or.
You know what? I'll go ahead. So that was
like that.
was your worst 6. Is that what you
6.
said? Okay,
Worst
I'll go
6.
ahead and start. I'll do mine because a couple of mine landed in there too. My worst is 23 is Avengers: Age of Ultron, and
So
let's just start there. You're a little off from mine though, but yours
Close.
up there.
Yeah.
Let's start at Avengers: Age of Ultron, and I'm gonna explain why I say this is the worst Marvel movie. And the reason why I think it is because it felt like the first time the Marvel movies. Okay, so one thing before I get into this list is I'm a bad critic. I'm not getting these movies A, B's, and C's. I love these movies, all of them. So my list is actually more of the list of how I would want to watch them over again, like how much I want to watch these movies. Although if I were to watch them again, I'd probably just watch all of them again in a row in the correct order. But my list is like starting at the top is the movie that
You want to watch
it
the
is,
most.
and that I already have
That's
even
actually-
watched the most and stuff.
That's actually how I kind of was rating them in my head too.
Yeah, so-
I know I did ABC, but to me, I was also like. the ones I
on
wanna
my
watch.
list, there's some of them that I think are equal, but it's like I don't really want to watch it over and over again. But I thought I like that movie. I will watch it again, both of them. So, anyways, but Avengers: Age of Ultron, the reason I rank it the worst is because it felt like the first time that they kind of got it wrong from the comic books. They did Ultron. They got him kind of completely wrong, in my opinion. He
Yeah.
became evil way too quick. It didn't make sense. I thought they got the voice wrong. Like that one guy's voice didn't make
Yeah.
any sense to me. Why his voice would be
James Spader.
yeah, it didn't even seem menacing to me. It's just like it was a weird choice.
Yeah.
And the way his face looked, and there's just a lot wrong. That being said, it's still pretty cool, pretty
Yeah.
good
I mean,
movie.
it's all these characters on screen. Of
Some of
course.
those splash screen fights when all of them are fighting all the robots and stuff was really cool.
Sick. Oh yeah.
Some of those robots that were just looked like Iron Man, but they were like painted like Captain America kind of and stuff, or whatever those
Yeah.
things were called. Pretty good movie still, honestly. So
My only gripe, I mean, I have a lot of gripes about that movie, but I'll just say one of them was how his mouth moved. Because he's supposed to be a robot.
I remember you saying this.
And every
This doesn't
time-
bother me as much. But
No, this is not why it gets a C rating.
Yeah.
But this is just one of those little gripes that I always mention because it was like Ultron always just talked by kind of like a blinking mouth light in the comics and not in the comics, but like in video games
the
and
cartoons and
stuff. And then this one they had this metal like move, almost like Terminator 2 style, and I thought
it was weird. It was like lips or
yeah,
something.
it was like robotic lips.
So I did
Bugged
like
me.
the design of him in the movie, but I didn't like that they thought that they needed to change the original design. That was another thing that bugs me. I hate when they do that in movies. That like for some reason they think, oh, we're doing a movie so we know better. Like no, Ultron. It's a slap in the face of the original artist of Ultron changing that artwork, which was not bad.
Yeah.
I could see it if it was really bad or something. Like the story was good, but the artwork was bad. But that wasn't the case of Ultron at all. That was just. I thought that was silly. So Avengers: Age of Ultron. So there's one more reason why I don't like this movie is I was all hyped on the Marvel movies, telling like my friends that are non-Marvel fans these movies are amazing. And then I remember that movie coming out, and one or two of my like comic book friends were like, I don't know, I finally watched the Marvel movie, and it was the first one was like Age of Ultron.
oh jeez.
And they're like, I don't think that those kind of movies are for me. And I'm like, You know what? That was the first time that I felt like Marvel messed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Everything else was kind of a hit until then. So go ahead.
So you got 6. So that's Age of Ultron. What's your next one?
Okay, so the second one is Incredible Hulk.
We're close there.
Yeah. The third one, number 21's Thor: Dark World.
I got that too.
Number 20 is Iron Man 2.
Really? We'll talk about that one in a minute.
Okay.
And then keep.
Yeah, 19 is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Ooh, that is an interesting one. Okay.
Sorry. So I will explain that one real quick. The reason Spider-Man: Homecoming is there for me, once again, I don't think any of these movies are bad, but it's not my favorite Spider-Man movie. I'd rather watch Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi movie, better. I actually kind of thought the Spider-Man movies are both sort of... I have to think kind of hard to remember what happens in those movies. The new Spider-Man's good, the outfit's good, all that stuff, but... I just don't want to watch it as much as some of these other movies.
Because that's how I ranked some of these, was like, if I don't remember what happened in the movie, that's kind of a sign that movie wasn't imprinted on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, that makes perfect... I don't agree with putting Homecoming that low, but I get why you put it that low, because if it didn't imprint on you, it's like...
Like I said, once again, my list is actually the list of, like, which movies would I want to watch again now. I was like, once I get towards the beginning of the list, I want to watch those movies. Spider-Man: Homecoming, I've seen it twice, and I wouldn't not watch it again, but I'm not trying to throw it on.
And your last one... 6.
The number 6 is Iron Man 3.
Okay, so we actually agree on most of those.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
The only one I put a little higher was Iron Man. Well, Homecoming and Iron Man 2 I put higher.
Okay.
And let me tell you about Iron Man 2. When I first saw Iron Man 2, I was like, oh, poo-poo. This is
I disagree with you. I like Iron Man 2.
No, I didn't like it at first.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I left the theater going, oh, what did they do, and this is just bad. And I think what happened was there was a few things I didn't like about it, and then I rewatched it. And some of those questions and gripes I had were actually answered in the film, and I must have just not been paying attention enough, and so I rewatched Iron Man 2, and I thought, dude, this is actually pretty good. This is the suitcase suit and Whiplash and why he was mad at Iron Man and all that stuff. And
doesn't it fire off? Or is this 3? Correct me if I'm mistaken, because I get them mixed up just a little bit. Isn't it 2 where it starts off when he's like has that AC/DC song playing and stuff? Maybe not right at the beginning. I think it starts off in like Russia with Whiplash. But the first time you see Iron Man, he's at like that convention and he like walks out in his suit and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that was 3, was it?
I don't know. They're blending together.
Yeah, they are blending together.
But I know Iron Man 2 has the suitcase suit, and he's on the he's racing the car, and the Whiplash destroys his race car.
Yeah, cuts it in half,
And then they kind of fight on the racetrack.
There's also a pretty funny part where that Hammer guy, I think it's Hammer, right? That's like, he hires Whiplash.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he's like, he's at the courthouse, and Iron Man pulls up the video, and it's like, all right, get the suit going, and it's like, oh, God! It turns around and like squishes his like spine and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
So I like that one more on second viewing than I did originally. All right, you want me to do my tier 2?
Real quick, the reason the Incredible Hulk was second to worst
we agreed
to mine,
on that one.
I actually do like that movie, but it doesn't feel like it's even part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe anymore. Hulk doesn't look the same. It's a different actor.
Yep.
I like I'm not sure I necessarily like the new actor better. I really like Edward Norton. But I like the new Hulk better. I didn't like him, that muscly, veiny monster.
Yeah, and
the Hulk that they came out with in Avengers is just on point.
Yeah, and
so I'm glad they changed that, actually.
I think Hulk works better as a team character. I think he's really hard to bring to screen because he's kind of more of a monster than a superhero. And so to me, I'm not saying you can't do it. Of course, there's some great writers that could probably write a killer Hulk movie.
Like what they did with Thor Ragnarok is perfect. That's as much as the main character as he needs to be.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to have his own movie, per se.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so here's my tier 2. These are movies I would give a B rating to, roughly. And also in a rough order from worst to best. So Guardians of the Galaxy 2 starts the bottom of the B range. Then Captain Marvel. Then Spider-Man Far From Home. Then Doctor Strange. Then Thor Ragnarok. Iron Man 2. Iron Man. Ant-Man and the Wasp. And topping this list is Spider-Man Homecoming. So that's my mid-tier. That's all my mid-tier right there.
Okay.
So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. The next 9 for you.
The next 9. So I'm on 18. So that'll put me... Or no, I'm sorry. 17.
Yeah,
So that'll put me at like... Okay. All right. So at 17, I had Civil War. Mm-hmm. And the reason I have to go over it a little bit, or else I feel like this is pointless. The reason I'm putting Civil War so low is although I kind of like the movie, I thought a lot of the splash screens and the fights and stuff, some of the choices of the movie, the big fight being at the airport, it was so boring to watch. And a lot of the color in that movie is really boring and stuff. There are parts of it that I like, though, the Winter Soldier and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now moving on. Now 16 is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I like both the Ant-Man movies. Really funny. Especially that one guy that talks real fast about his cousin and the backstory, and it's like...
you have Ant-Man... Quick side question. You have Ant-Man higher than Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I do.
Okay, me too. Okay. Just see him.
So then 15, Captain Marvel.
Okay.
It's a good movie. It's just okay, though.
We're pretty close on all of these, though.
14, Spider-Man Far From Home. Yeah, like I feel like they're almost in the same group. Spider-Man Far From Home. I like that one better than Spider-Man Homecoming. Thought it was a little bit more memorable.
That's one thing we disagree on.
A little bit more funny. I liked Mysterio, kind of the thing they did and stuff. Anyways,
Mysterio was sick.
I like that fight at the end and stuff too, a little better than the stuff that happened in the first one. Okay, 13, Black Panther.
Okay.
12, Thor. 11, Captain America, the first one. 10, Ant-Man.
Okay.
And one more.
So how many did you have? You have.
So that was it. Started at 17, and now I'm on 10. So that was 7.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh, so I need 2 more then.
Yeah.
So then Guardians 2 is number 9.
Okay.
And then number 8's Infinity War.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
that middle tier is pretty similar to mine, just a little more jumbled up. So some of yours are a little higher than mine, some of mine are a little lower. But they're kind of
just personal opinions.
We're pretty close.
Yeah.
We're pretty close in that middle tier.
Okay, you want to go ahead and do your top tier?
This is my top tier. These are what I call A Marvel movies. These are their best movies. Again, in a loose order from worst to best.
So what you put at the top 7, huh?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 in my top 8.
Oh, whatever. I probably did one more than you or something. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
So my top... What did I say? 8? These are ones I'd say A movies. Captain America, The First Avenger. That movie I know sometimes gets a little... not hate, but it's sometimes more like in the B or C range for some people. But I just thought they did such a freaking great job with the skinny Steve Rogers.
Let's talk about that too. There's some parts in Captain America, the First Avenger, that really hit me in the feelers. Okay, Captain America, the First Avengers, that one part when they throw the grenade.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a test or something like that.
And
everyone like runs away and he jumps on it and is just like, get back. And he's skinny Steve still.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's Captain America.
For sure.
Nailed it. And all the way that guy acts and stuff. Dude, perfect casting, man. What a career if Robert Downey Jr. is the perfect Captain America, Chris Evans, is the perfect Iron Man, Chris Evans is the perfect Captain America.
Yeah, and I'd be the
you're
perfect
not going to be able to.
probably.
I hate to say, you're probably never going to be able to pick. You're never going to be able to top those two.
No,
those are perfect for.
You know who was supposed to be Captain America in that movie, right?
Who?
The John. What's his last name? He's the Office. The Office guy.
Oh yeah, fucking thank God they didn't do that. That would have been horrible.
Well, he ended up doing that Amazon show, that action show, but anyways.
And they did so much funny stuff with Captain America over the years. Yeah, Avengers is like language and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, even John said he's glad they gave it to Chris Evans because they have like a rivalry.
Yeah,
about
what was it? America's ass or whatever. That's America's ass.
Okay, so Captain America: The First Avengers starts my tier A, followed by Ant-Man, then the Avengers. The first Avengers, a lot of people I think forget about that one, but that one was like a movie event. That's the original Endgame, right? Because the Endgame
Avengers,
But when the Avengers happened, that was like, holy crap, we're finally going to see all these people together.
Yeah, it's up there with me
and
too.
That was huge. And then I'd say Civil War, and Civil War, just again all these characters, and you had the fighting themselves, and you saw Giant Man for the first time, and Giant Man is a huge hero for me, who's basically Ant-Man, but.
Yeah,
turning big, that's always been one of my favorite things in the world.
Finally did it.
They finally did it in Civil War. And then Infinity War, followed by Endgame on top of it. And then top 2, you ready?
Sure.
Winter Soldier, number 2. And number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. That's okay. I can see why'd you pick some of those. So I think I did, and I already said Infinity War, right? Mm-hmm. I do want to talk about Infinity War, though. So that's number 8 on my list. I really liked it, but I did not like what they did with Thanos as much in Infinity War. I liked where they were going with him in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was so sick in that, and like how he looked. He wasn't really cast yet and stuff.
Yeah.
They hadn't gotten Josh Brolin, but I didn't like how they kind of made it like he thought he was doing a good thing and stuff, which is not how it was in the comics. But it's okay. It worked its way out, but they really solved that in Endgame for me. So anyways, that's number 8 is Infinity War for me. I also thought that some of the fights could have been a little better. Then 7, number 7 for me was Iron Man itself. It started off the franchise. It's just a great movie. Without the first Iron Man, none of this would have happened.
Probably not.
Disney didn't even own it then, you know. So I don't even need to go into detail about it, but all right, so number 6, Thor Ragnarok. I really love that movie. Really funny.
See that?
They went the same route as Guardians of the Galaxy with the music and the humor, and really turned around Thor. Thor 1 and 2, although I like them, I could see how a lot of people thought they'd be boring and all that other stuff, and which is true, kind of. Thor Ragnarok rebooted Thor in such a great way. Did. And moving him then after to Endgame. Dude, Fat Thor, how awesome is that? And that's why
Endgame is great.
Okay, so that's why it gets high on my list. Go ahead. Yeah.
To pause you real quick. The only reason I bumped that a little lower, because that was in my B tier, was because it, like you said earlier, didn't imprint me as much. Everything you just said is absolutely true. Like, they rebooted Thor. It was funny. It was great. Hulk makes an appearance and all that stuff. But for some reason, that movie just, like, I don't really remember it that well. And to me, that's kind of like, well, if I don't remember it that well, maybe I thought it was just too much like Guardians and like, I've seen this movie.
Yeah, maybe I could see that.
Something like that. I don't know, but...
Sure.
But again, it's still a very solid Marvel movie. Very solid.
Yeah. That one we couldn't watch enough. At my house, we watched it over and over. Little Luke loved it. He got
I love the Rock
jackets
dude.
and
what's
stuff.
that guy's name?
That's the director of the movie. His voice. Something YT... anyways, I'm not going to butcher his name right now. So moving on, I love Thor Ragnarok. They're making a sequel to it, too.
Yep.
Number 5 is the Avengers movie. You don't need to beat that down. The first time I feel like they ever really did Hulk completely right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
The team up, everything. Avengers 1 was just amazing. If I walk by a TV and that shit's on, I cannot help but start watching and just love it. It was great. Number 4 to me, and this is just a personal thing for me.
I knew this was going to be high.
This is just me, it's Doctor Strange. And that's because I am a huge Doctor Strange fan. I don't know if you guys saw the photo of the Marvel stuff that I put up for tonight's stream, but I was such a fan. They used to have, before they had Pops, they had Mighty... I'm yelling so the camera can pick me up.
He's grabbing his Doctor Strange so he can touch it.
Yeah, so before they had Pops, for those who remember, they had something that was called Mighty Mugs. And Mighty Mugs had like a bunch of Marvel figures and stuff. I have a few ones. But this one, cool. I actually, my wife had custom made for me. This is how much of a fan with. This is a custom made Doctor Strange.
So it's kind of like, for the people who are listening to the podcast, it's kind of like a...
It's like a pop, but it's like a little bit different shape. These actually came out.
Half pop, half minifig.
It's like a vinyl figure. Anyways, I was a huge Doctor Strange fan. Deadpool too. I was a fan of Doctor Strange and Deadpool before anyone knew who they were. So I also have a custom made Deadpool one, because this was before, I had this from before they had merchandise for Deadpool, because... I
didn't know that was custom made. That is amazing.
Yeah, my Deadpool is too. That little Deadpool over there, it's custom made, custom painted. Anyways, I love Doctor Strange, and then the movie, I got a freaking Doctor Strange movie, like an A-budget movie. I never thought that was gonna happen ever. Yeah. And then I thought it kicked ass too. I thought it was really cool. It was different. You know what I mean?
Can I just interject? I think even though I put Doctor Strange a little lower overall, I think it has one of the best Marvel movie endings ever.
Oh yeah, the ending is amazing.
The ending is just so good. It's so good. But anyway. Overall, not so much. But the ending, oh my god! And Doctor Strange, they nailed the casting. I think that guy.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, the fans voted him in before. It was funny that fans voted for him on websites and stuff, and then he actually ended up getting the role. Yeah. Okay, so number 3, Endgame.
Okay, that's my number 3. Look at that.
I think our top 3s are the same. So I'll just go ahead and I'll go off the other 2, and then we can talk about them. So 3 was Endgame. Number 2 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. Number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Damn, we should be super yo bros.
We should play Marvel games on
top 3.
We should have a stream.
Top 3 matched each other. Holy crap.
So let's go into Endgame first. I mean, it is the perfect Marvel, or maybe just superhero crossover movie.
Yeah.
Everybody's in it. The fights are amazing.
Oh, so good.
The splash screens of all those heroes coming through the
portals at the
ring
end.
portals from everybody. My God, Captain America doing tricks with Thor, and they both have different hammers.
Oh yeah,
dude, how sick! Fat
so
Thor.
good.
It's funny, amazing stuff.
Yeah.
The time travel. I'm a huge time travel guy, so I loved all that stuff.
To be honest, I was hesitant about the time travel because I was like, what a cop out. But in that film, they made the time travel mean something. They brought those people back, but the 5 years stuck. So it wasn't like this just super convenient. Oh, we went back in time and we just changed that and everything's good now.
Sure.
They were like, no, well, we're going to do that, but that 5 years is still going to be gone for those people. And I was like, see, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Then there's actually, you can't just, you're fixing it, but it's still not going to be perfect.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah,
It's like when a seat rips and you put duct tape. Well, the seat still works, but now it's got this ugly duct tape on it.
And Iron Man had a family and a kid now, and he was like, sorry, this is a very spoiler heavy.
Oh, if you haven't seen Endgame,
yeah, if you're not,
that's your
our
fault.
friends. But you know what I mean? He was like, all right, bring them back, but change nothing else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't want to change history. Anyway, so yeah, I really liked Endgame, and it really, it wraps up these movies essentially.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I don't know what they should have did with Cap and Iron Man, but I feel like they can always undo it with time travel, I suppose. Okay, so then number 2, Captain America: Winter Soldier.
So good.
Probably the best writing of any of them.
Yeah.
That one, I swear, if you are even, I have a lot of friends that are just not superhero fans, like in general. I feel like Captain America: Winter Soldier, anyone would like that movie.
It could be any, it's like a generic, not a generic, that sounds bad, but it's like an action movie that you don't have to know about superheroes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so just well written about like this guy, and he's got a friend, and he's trying to hunt him down and cure him, and
brainwashing and all that stuff, and then that shield was actually Hydra, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big surprise to me. That was a bit that flipped the script on everything, and it was just the action and fighting and then stuff is very grounded, really, for that.
So good.
But what a transition from the Captain America, the First Avenger, man, they were just fine. When that movie came out, I couldn't believe how good it was.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. So then my number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians.
It's hilarious. It's got amazing action. It's very comic booky. That scene with Thanos when he's sitting there, or no, maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. Doesn't he? No, that with Thanos when he's talking to what's the main villain in that movie?
I
can't remember.
Guy with the hammer. Oh my god.
Yeah,
we're gonna be shouting it out like an hour from now. Be like, oh, it's that guy's name.
Yeah, we could just press start on the game and you probably see a picture of him. But
Ronan.
anyways, Ronan, yes,
Ronan.
it is Ronan the Accuser. So he's I don't know, he just like calls him pitiful or something like that. It was just like it was like watching a 1980s cartoon on some of it. But the music was so great, the opening sequence, oddball characters. I think I was the only person in the world that collected Guardians of the Galaxy comic books. Before that movie came out, and honestly, I love oddball characters. Part of the reason why I like Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy. But Guardians of the Galaxy was not a really great comic book.
Yeah, no.
But it's probably the best Marvel movie.
Yeah, and that shows how brilliant it is because those are a lot of characters people didn't know.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Captain America, everybody knows Iron Man, but you go into this, what the hell's the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they just, boom, these are the Guardians of the Galaxy. You're like, all right, I'm on board.
Yeah.
You know,
and maybe a big Chris Pratt fan, too. Like, that guy he kills it. He's hilarious. You can tell it's his, enthusiasm and stuff.
But just the pacing, the humor, the action, the characters.
Yeah, it's just a perfect movie.
The set design.
To watch it over and over.
And in fact, I mean, Winter Soldier is kind of a different movie, but those two are so close. But I had a small gripe with Winter Soldier, a very, very small gripe. And that's the only reason I would maybe knock
What is the gripe?
You ready for this?
Sure.
So, other than this, I don't think I can find another problem with Winter Soldier. At the end of Winter Soldier, Captain America, remember the ships are falling, the helicarriers and stuff?
Yeah.
There's a bomb or something. And Captain America, like, cuts the green wire, like, on the last second. You know that?
Oh, it's got that trope,
movie
the bomb
cliche
trope.
of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click, and he clicks it with, like, 1 second left. I'm like,
oh.
Did you have to do that? Like, you didn't have to do that. You could have cut it with 15 seconds left. It would have been fine.
Sure, yeah.
But other than that, literally, that movie just fires on all cylinders. It really does.
Yeah, it's great. That being said, the funny ones I always can watch more for some reason. So I think Thor Ragnarok, I've seen it more times.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind rewatching that one actually, because
it's great.
I have a feeling if I rewatch that one, that
the
might...
part where he like the dragons chasing him or something like that, and the portal won't open, Heimdall's portal.
Oh.
And then he gets in there, and that bad guy got all the stuff. He's like, "Have you seen my gun? I call it the killer," or something like that, dude. This stupid movie, dude. Anyway.
So real quick, before we kind of end the stream and go to games, real quick, to end the podcast, what are you thinking about the future movies? Black Widow, Eternals, things like that nature.
Well, I think
this phase is going to be popping.
I hope so. I really do hope so. Black Widow, the only gripe I'm having so far is that I'm not sure how I like... He looks cool, but the... what's the villain? Taskmaster? I liked him looking like just like a skull. It could still be a mask, but his now it looks like some kind of a metal thing, and I'm kind of like, I get it. Metal things look, I don't like it when they Hollywood it up. I really don't. The other reason I love these Marvel Cinematic movies so much is that they really stuck to the comic books on them.
Well, I think it is a fine line. I think you have to kind of Hollywood it up because you don't want them walking around.
I disagree.
No. I mean, in the sense that you don't want them walking around in spandex, but
I do.
You really want to... Well, they even make that joke.
Maybe not entirely spandex, but like look at Captain America, the first Avenger. So and even I look at him, I'm like, oh, he looks silly. But that's what he is. And then later on, they make him more cool looking, and I'm cool with that too, but...
He gets new costumes and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you can't make it cool looking, but don't change it like so much that you've lost the core design now. I don't like that, you know.
All right, is there anything else for the good of the order before we do our raffle and start gaming it up? I think that was pretty crazy. Our list was relatively close.
Yeah, they were pretty close. I don't,
close.
You couldn't be too far off because that's just the goodness of those movies.
Let me just end with this, if you don't mind. I think Marvel does have a little problem on their hands. I feel like the Infinity Saga with all the way up to Endgame
was so epic.
That was so epic and so good, and people were in. And now I feel like they might be fighting a little bit of saturation, a little bit of burnout, a little bit of also like even a sense of just kind of like resetting because that whole Infinity Saga is over, and this kind of new Black Widow and Eternals thing is starting things over. And I think, don't get me wrong, I'm sure these movies are going to make money and be successful, but I have a feeling they're going to be like 75% as successful money wise. But I could be wrong. I mean, they could knock it out. I mean,
that'll just have to remain to be seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have another Guardians movie, another Thor movie. All the shows on Disney Plus. So that depends. If they're anything like The Mandalorian, it's gonna be sick.
I hope they're just like 8 episodes and that's it, just short.
Okay,
but amazing.
It's 9:00 now, so we're gonna call the podcast. And if you guys like this podcast, you can check us out. We're Super Yo Bros at Twitch. We're also Super Yo Bros on YouTube to watch our past broadcasts. Yeah, and you can find out the results of the raffle. But we're gonna call the podcast right there.
And I'm Kevin, and that's Luke.
Take it easy. Super Yo Bros out.